Alright, everything's looking good. Hello, Internet! Doing some Clue tonight. And we got a new update with the new map and stuff, so I'm gonna be playing on the new map tonight. I think I'll choose... keep my usual stuff. One suspect, 3 weapons, 2 locations. Alright. And the final episode was subbed today. I watched it. It didn't really clarify that much. Although it did make me go, wow, we've really not sacrificed anything to get this reset. That sucks. That really sucks. That immensely sucks. It's like... I don't know. I saw Banjo's talking about how, like, Geo was, like, a good anniversary and stuff. And I'm like, no. Go Catcher was a better anniversary than this. I don't know. I guess I'm just don't agree that, like, Geo was a good show in any respect. I don't think it was a particularly good anniversary series. I don't think it was a good show in of itself. It kind of fumbled and faltered on all accounts. It probably doesn't help that, like, every time I see people talking about how good Geo is, they talk about character developments or character arcs, and I'm like, that's not here. I don't see those. I don't know what you're watching, but I don't think those exist. Or they talk about, oh, how fun the show is, and I'm like, this show isn't fun. It'd be fun if it didn't give 2 flying fucks about continuity. It was just like, hey, we got somebody back and we're having a fight scene with them. Or whatnot, but no, they don't. I think I just need away from Geo. Need to not deal with Geo for like any reasonable amount of time. Let's go Waterfall. Let's say Peach with the Scepter. Okay, what do we hit on Plum? I think once 0-1 started and it gets rolling, like, as long as it's getting good off the bat, I'm gonna be like, okay, we're good, we got a good show, I can focus on the good show, focus on the good things. Focus on good writer, not bad writer. Oh, okay. I thought we dinged again, dinged on Plum, and I'm like, oh. Waterfall, okay, that's like 3 locations now. That's super helpful. Of course, just before stream, I was watching a series of videos and stuff talking about Star Citizen because I saw a tweet talking about Star Citizen that someone retweeted, and I'm like, okay, what is the deal with Star Citizen? About 6 episodes or 6 videos later, oh, okay, I get it now. Wow. Damn, this feels like something that should be talked about more. Fuck. Uh-oh. This sounds like peak shitty video game microtransactioning, where we are pre-selling you shit that doesn't even exist yet. Fucking hell. Wow. Oasis. I don't know, I don't really have any super big leads. Not yet, anyway. Let me guess, Orchid. You have my card? Yep, my card. I'm getting a lot of Plums cards, but not a lot of Greens cards. I need Greens cards. Oh, we already know he has Orchid, so that tells us nothing. That supremely doesn't tell us nothing because we have the other 2 cards in that hand, or in that desk. Now I saw a tweet making the rounds to some of the Toku Twitters about someone asking, it's like, oh, since we're moving into a new era of Rider, like, what would you tell new people coming in with 01? Which, again, I feel weird saying like, oh, it's a new era of Rider before 01's even started. I'm like, in terms of Japanese culture, yes, it is a newer era of Rider, but that, I feel like, super depends on, like, how 01 is, to where, does it feel vastly different from Heisei Rider before? If not, we may have a problem. Damn, Plum got it. Oh, I just feel like if we're gonna feel, if this is gonna be like a new era of Rider, like, I don't know. A part of me feels like we're not gonna hit a true new era of Rider just yet. It more depends on like how 01 does. Like, if 01's introducing a lot of new and interesting ideas, like, okay, cool. Ah, half my suspect list just gone. But, like, depending on what 01 does and how successful it is at it, and new ideas brought in with the new show, then we can start calling it it will truly be a new era, but, like, that... like, hold your horses. I guess if I were to offer what I would say to someone coming into Rider is... I don't know. I guess for me, it would be a case of... all of Rider exists. Whether it's Showa or Heisei or whatever. Like, there are different shows out there for different people. And you just have to find what you like. But I also would like to emphasize it's like, it's okay to not like something. It's okay to, like, not like something. It's not the end of the world that you don't like something. And it's also okay that, like, someone else does like it, because maybe they find some enjoyment out of it. What's important is that you understand why they like it, and why someone either likes or doesn't like something, so you can see through their view, like, that content. And maybe that can give you a new understanding of the content. I hope that makes sense. Did that make sense? That probably made, like, no sense. Like, what I'm encouraging for you to do is just have an actual, like, conversation about a show, or a movie, or music, or whatever. Just have a conversation about it, instead of just going, oh, you like it, I don't, it's whatever. Like, no, have a conversation about it. Try to, like, source out, like, why someone likes something and why you don't like something, because you can learn more about yourself in the process. And also learn more about other people. I just find it weird. It's like, we can have a conversation of like, two people who don't like it because it might turn into drama, and I'm like, it's fine as long as we don't, like, start, like, slinging mud at each other. Like, as long as we're not doing that, it's fine. Like, it's okay to have, for, like, two people to have an in-depth conversation on opposite sides of a piece of media. That's how you, like, are supposed to have a conversation about this stuff. When you're on opposite sides, and when you're on the same side, you're supposed to have that same kind of conversation. Like, of digging deep and learning and finding new stuff. Like, that's okay. It's okay to do that. I thought Oasis there for a second. I'm like, Oasis? Didn't take for a second. Okay, we're 50-50 on suspect. Granted, it's one of those things where I'm encouraging, like, dig deep into the material, like source out themes and ideas and messages and all of that. Like, sometimes it may not be the intention, and maybe you're going too far, but you need to, like, it's okay, because, no, it takes doing that a lot to realize, okay, I'm going too far. I'm going well past the point where, like, this is intended or not. I'm more or less just making shit up now. Like, sometimes that's kind of what game theory does, and I feel like, okay, I get game theory's approach on this. It's just like, okay, we want to dig deep, and I like that. I would encourage that, but sometimes I think they go too deep, and they go well past the point of intention, or, like, anything, like, tangibly real, and into more just, okay, you're just making shit up now. You're using certain points in a piece of media to just make up whatever the fuck you want. Like, the best example I have for that is, the Peachette episode he did, about the whole Super Crown, and turning Peachette into, a mimic of Peach. Like, that whole, like, beehive analogy thing, it's like, okay, this is a bit much. This is, like, going, like, Like, this is way out there. When, for me, a more, like, grounded, and I'm not saying grounded in terms of, like, grounded in realism, but I'm more saying grounded in terms of grounded in the material. A more grounded interpretation of it would be going back to the original Mario Brothers and going into how Bowser was done in those games. Where several of the fight, like every fight you had with Bowser, like pre-World 8, was against an enemy disguised as Bowser. Okay, eliminate. We got suspect now. And we've eliminated another weapon. Don't have an arrow down on location yet. But looking at that, and then looking at, like, the broader scope of the Mario stories, you can come to a more interesting interpretation of it as Peach trying to pull a fast one on Bowser by going, okay, here's this thing that lets someone look like me, so if he does try to come kidnap me, like, he can be duped, and, like, we can get a fast one on him. Or, you know, something along those lines. There's something more interesting in terms of, like, Peach's character that you can get from this Super Crown than this weird idea about the society of the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff that I feel is, like, well outside the bounds of anything that can be characterized off the Toads. Because I feel like also you have to, like, if you're doing, like, deep theorizing and analysis like that, you also have to make sure, like, the material is backing it up in some respect. Because otherwise, you're just making shit up then. If that material isn't backed up in some way, then you're just making shit up. And probably what I just said is probably making shit up, but I feel like it would be more grounded in the material of the Mario games than what Game Theory provided, because I'm like, that's way out there. It also doesn't help that, like, the last couple theories I've seen him do, last couple game ones, the Shovel Knight one, or not Shovel Knight, the Hollow Knight one, and the Hyrule Warriors ones, I've seen videos that are responses to it, more or less going, no, this isn't how it works. Like, the Hollow Knight one, the guy he even mentioned in the video, like, did a response video, going, yeah, your theory about the Hollow Knight being the king is not right. Like, we've had that theory for a while, and it's wrong. It's wrong. Because of evidence presented in the game. What's up? Okay, that eliminates Pickaxe. Which probably means Kosef is our weapon. Because Scepter is like 3 ticks on in Scarlet's hand, so like that has to be it at this point. Question is, what's our location? And there's 3 locations that haven't been pinged yet. Yeah, he just broke down like how that theory just doesn't work, and evidence in the game supports that. And more or less, MatPat is misinterpreting or misconstruing the information in the game to make it sound like this, when in reality it's just this. Shit. That's right. That should be it, most likely. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. We go 6-man. Yeah, then also MapPat's Hyrule Warriors video again, like, doesn't quite work either. I'll break tradition and play as one of the new characters. Well, new costumes. There's technically only, I think, one new character in the new Egyptian board and stuff. Yeah, again, it's just one of those cases of like, this in theory could work, but again, evidence from the game doesn't back it up, and I'm like, I guess I wish MapPat's theories were more solid-based, and even if they didn't turn out, he would say that it actually doesn't work out that way. And I'm sure his end title saying, oh, it's a theory, a game theory, and it's like, nah. How about acknowledge that, like, this line of thought doesn't work, but the exercise, like, putting forth the exercise, at least. Of course, I can also bring up his Persona video that, like, is a neat idea, story-wise, but, again, doesn't work for several factors that he brings up. It's like, several things he brings up in that video, I'm like, no past material disproves this. Like, literally past material presented in both 3, and I believe 5 was out at the time, like, disprove those ideas. Because, like, one of his main sticking points was, like, Teddy being able to come into the Velvet Room, and I'm like, well, technically access to the Velvet Room is a little, like, people who get into the Velvet Room are a bit tricky in terms of, like, establishing the rules by which that goes about. The main one, really, is that you making a is that whoever enters the Velvet Room has made a contract of some sort. That is how 3, 4, and I believe, I'm trying to remember the specific moments before then, but 5 all do so specifically, as that those protagonists all enter into some sort of contract or agreement before they are entered into the Velvet Room, before they get access to the Velvet Room. And even then, that access is predetermined by events that would or that would require the assistance of Igor in the Velvet Room assistance. For 3, it is the whole thing with the I can't think of my terminology. At the Midnight Channel. The whole thing with the shadows and stuff in 3, the whole situation with the Midnight Channel in 4, and by extension Izanami, and then in 5 it is the entire situation with Salabalth. Like all three of those instances, all three of the happenings in the Persona, in the the main, the core 3 Persona games, well, modern Persona games of 3, 4, and 5, they all predate. They all have instances going on that would require the protagonist to have access to the Velvet Room at some point. And the whole contract situation is more or less just, it's half a gameplay instance to get you to put your name down. But also, it's a case of, okay, you're entering in a contract with the Velvet Room, with Igor and the Velvet Room assistants and staff, in order to solve a problem. Which, technically, to explain, Teddy's entrance into the Velvet Room at that point in the game, he does that. He enters a contract and more or less enters into a contract with, wow, I'm blanking on names. Persona names at the moment. The detective's daughter. I can't think of her name at the moment. Wow. One second, I need to look this up. I don't know why I'm derping on my Persona knowledge. Name. What is her name? Nanako. He enters in essentially into a contract to, save Nanako's life, and in turn kind of give up his own, which grants him access to the Velvet Room. His actions are still tied to the cast, but those actions are not because he is Narukami's shadow. It's because, he followed the same sort of logic every Persona protagonist does. More or less because he is going through a similar kind of self-discovery arc. He's going through the self-discovery arc and more or less becoming an actual person and less of this, empty shadow. Is, him getting access to the Velvet Room is kind of the last part of that. Like I said, other people have gotten access to the Velvet Room as well. The Persona 3 cast, in its entirety, got access to the Velvet Room at the end of Persona 3 The Answer, due to events of that DLC. The Persona 5 cast has access to the Velvet Room at the end of Persona 5, again due to events in that game. And even then, Salabalth himself got access to the Velvet Room, although forcefully, mind you. Although it was very forceful actions that got him access to the Velvet Room. But again, Morgana has natural access to the Velvet Room because he's a natural part, and honestly, it would be more interesting now with Persona 5 in play if the idea isn't that maybe Teddy is potentially not unlike Morgana now. Because now we can have that reinterpretation of Teddy's whole thing about being a shadow, where maybe he is a shadow-like being like Morgana, who was sent by Igor into the Midnight Channel stuff of Persona 4, maybe to investigate it, maybe to look after it, and maybe he got lost in it somehow and kind of forgot himself. The potential reinterpretation. Shit. I think it was this. I was not paying attention to that. Shit. I don't know what was with what guess now. Fuck. Damn it. I might have that misaligned. Oh well. We'll roll with it. Ah, temple or tent? Temple? Mustard and the mother. Damn it. Which one? I should probably pay attention a little bit more and actually be marking stuff appropriately. That eliminates airstrip. We have a lot of locations knocked off, but not a whole lot of other information. Just kind of bad, because that's the longer bits of it. Like, that's the usually what takes longer is location. If it's just, like, process of elimination stuff. Just because there's so much more to source out with location than it is the other two. I was seeing a tweet from about the current Pokemon anime, the Sun and Moon one. I don't know. I got invested in X and Y, and then I feel like the arc it was building up towards didn't suss out because of this weird notion that Ash can't win the league, even though, like, that's not the end of his journey. Like, him winning a league shouldn't be the culmination of his arc. Because you've never clearly defined what a Pokemon Master is to start with, so, like, why would winning a league mean that? Granted, I don't feel like the Pokemon animes really ever had any, like, long-term character arcs planned. They did a soft reboot of the series, of the franchise, with Black and White. And, like, X and Y, like, did acknowledge past events, but still, it's not like you don't treat every single one of these as, like, a new thing already. Like, why bother? Like, it's okay for him to win a league. That's not the end. Okay, so that leaves us 50-50 on weapon, which I'm willing to bet is the Kolfsef. Kolfsef. Kolfef? Kolfes? Kolfes? Kolfes. I say Kolfes. Maybe Tuma's location. Maybe. That depends on what Gray's last card is. We don't really have another potential for him. Honestly, it could be like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards at this point. And it's not like those cards don't have any... poop. That's a risk. That's a risk I'm kind of not willing to take on that one. That's probably gonna lose me the game. I'm willing to bet it. I see a tweet about Eternals. So start following MCU Direct for just MCU related news because of D23 this past weekend. Just like, and the Eternals could destroy the Avengers and the Guardians, and I'm like, well, duh, you're practically like the Marvel's version of the New Gods. And that by extension means like you're like Darkseid levels, power levels, and like Darkseid's like a main Justice League villain, so I don't think anyone's surprised by this. The reason that's not really been a big deal in the comics is because the Eternals are a pretty niche in comics, as far as I understand. Was it 10? No. And our Infinity has put up their thing. Do one tweet, please. I might reply with mine, just be like, in 4 words, inconsistent, boring, and bad. Okay, that put Dagger back in play. Okay, then. So that puts Sphinx out, which puts Joseph out. Means the weapon's a dagger. Which very likely means it's Tomb. Ouch. We're gonna have to get back to Tomb. We're gonna get to Tomb and figure that out. I haven't got past... First reply, haven't got past episode 16, so it was... okay? So I'll put a like on that. I'm probably one of those weird people who use likes less as like an actual like thing and more just like as a bookmark on Twitter, just to be like, I'm liking this, so it's bookmarked. For later reference. Shit. He gets this, we lose. Shit! 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 That's a loss. That's a loss. And my usual character gets arrested for murder! Bam, so he had to. Means you had tent. Means you can only have like Meadowbrook and Peacock, and you had Mustard. Damn. I'm gonna drop a reply. Let's see, in... Superficial, superficial, superficial. How the fuck do you spell superficial? Now I have like 14 characters left. Okay, I can go back over there now. Thought they were gonna ask for 4 words, but I guess... Wow, somebody's least favorite shows were Kuga and Akito before this. Wow, I would not say that about either. I think both of them are... I think Kuga is a stronger show of the two. But I think Akito's fine. I don't think it's terrible. I'm starting to wonder if that sounds very harsh. Harsher than I'm really intending, but I'm sure some people will be like, oh, you should be more hateful. And I'm like, it's not like Geo doesn't have bad concepts. Like, buried in this show, I think, is a really good idea. Or ideas, really. Like, somewhere, like, buried in Geo is a good idea, but it is muddled by this really terrible execution to, like, try to pull off a time travel story and an anniversary story that transitions into a multi-world story that confuses, like, multiple dimensions for multiple times, and, like, is throwing out so much stuff in its last, like, 3 episodes that really feels like it should have been done sooner. And, like, Geo is probably handicapped by so many things. But for me, like, at some point, so many things, and it probably was a bad idea to put, like, I believe Ninja's main writer on the show, considering he didn't turn in a really good show with Ninja to start with. Let's go with Temple. Hi, Orchid. Wow, we have no weapons. She did it with the scepter. She committed murder with the scepter. It's gonna turn out to not be Scarlet, correct? You have your own card, Scarlet, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Yeah, for those wondering what I tweeted, in case you don't see it on Twitter, I said, in 4 words, inconsistent, boring, and bad. A lack of development of our cast and an inability to keep the world straight leaves the show with shallow fan service at times to prop up a show with good concepts executed terribly, and ends an era of writer on a sour note. I feel like if I had a review of Geo, that's my closing statement. Because that feels like a nice, good closing statement. I like that's if I guess that's like my closing thought on Geo is of like there's good concepts but they're executed so terribly and so awful at times that I can only just shake my head and go, wow, you can't even keep the world straight. And I'm using that more or less to refer to the rule and stuff since I'm glad like so many characters, but like I could rip into the show if I wanted to and just go, alright, this is what's wrong with this show on a basic fundamental, on these basic fundamental levels. This is what the show does wrong. Waiting for my dog to come in here and be like, because he's being grumpy because we're not letting him out because he's already been out tonight. He doesn't need to go out again, but he has to go out because he absolutely needs to for some stupid reason. Here he comes. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. Come here, grumpy butt. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you to come here. Come here. No, don't. Don't mess with my stuff. Come here. Oh, whoops. guess I'll take my turn, and then I'll let somebody out so he will quit pacing and trying to get into trouble. Yeah. Don't. I will let you out, okay? Go. Go, 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 go. I'll let you out in a second, alright? Yeah. You wanna go out? Do you wanna go out? Yeah. Go, go. Alright. He's outside now. Bandai's Kenny Toy Twitter tweeting out the calendar. I think they do it every Sunday. I just haven't really noticed. Let's see. Some 01. The 01 gummies. What else comes out? As for Gridman, a couple of statues for a couple of the characters, some Gundams. Oh, the second Time Machine Soto set. And then like part of the Sogo statue from like episode 1 of Geo. It's just Sogo and like the back part. It doesn't have all the riders and stuff. Although maybe you could like paint up like a bunch of, or no, you can't Soto figures for that. I don't know what you do for that to try to like replicate it. Okay, that's I guess we're gonna get some guaranteed information here. Son of a bitch. Damn it. Okay, what do you got? What you got, Scarlet? What you got for me? Which one? Which one is it? Your card? Yeah, there it is. Okay, that leaves us 30-30-30 on suspect, and weapon is just wide ass open. Yeah, I think for Geo, like, I've seen, I think, Dawson Rider say that the finale was okay, which, like, reset endings, I feel like, are tricky endings because, we are setting a status quo. We're taking the status. We're taking a show and the story we're telling. We're saying that it didn't happen, which might be fine if it's done right. I feel like Ryuki's and builds do them right because at least there are consequences to resetting time and taking the story and saying that no, it didn't happen. Ah, fuck's sakes. Just landing on the locations I got at the moment. Mustard and dagger. I don't know. Fuck. Which card, Scarlet? Dagger! Okay. Because like both of them have consequences. For Ryuki's case, one of our supporting characters more or less sacrifices her life along with the main villain to reset things, which feels maybe mirrored here with, now that I think about it, with Gio's finale. It might be a reference there. I doubt it. But I wouldn't be surprised, because I think Shiriko worked on that one. But Build's finale does the same way, where Sento and Ryuka, like, reset the world and give everyone back their lives, but because of this, they've essentially cut themselves off from their friends, and now that these people that they know and they care about and they love, they're starting from scratch with their relationships. And for Sento, I feel like a part of him is just like, you know, maybe it's better I'm not in their lives. And the fact that we end the episode with them doing the narration for episode 1, more or less turning Build into just a story in this world, I think for me, like, works in a sense. Because, like, through that, you can then see, you can take all of those narrations and then go, okay, so this is what the future, like, past this point is that, yeah, they do go in and contact these people and bring them in to do the voiceovers for these characters, and maybe along the way they, like, rebuild their relationships and their friendships. Now that nobody needs to be murdered and stuff. For fuck's sakes, I'm going over here. Yeah. I can't get away from locations I've already marked off. I need over here. Mustard with the Onk! He bludgeoned him with the Onk, I guess, or stole his soul with it. I don't know how you would murder with that Onk. I don't know what the full context for that one is. That's another weapon down. We are slowly eliminating weapons here. Magio's on, in this case, there are no consequences for the finale. Even if you do take the consequence of, like, Sogo giving up his dream of becoming a king isn't true, because we see, in the end, he still has that dream. Like, nothing's changed. He's not let go of this half-thought-out dream of his. And even Waz's narration at the end of the episode kind of implies that, like, Sogo could, like, reclaim what he lost, but that is untold. But we know from the V cinema that, like, that's maybe not the case. It's one of those cases where I'm like, Build undid the consequences of its finale with the V cinema. Geo undid its consequences. Geo never had consequences for its finale. So, Build is better because at least if you don't count either of the new worlds, either new worlds, you've got a finale that, like, has a bit of a kick to it. Whereas Geo's has none. And it also doesn't help that character development, that development of our cast is lackluster, especially for Aura and Uru, who get to come back to life and are now, like, living normal lives with the rest of the main cast. Like, they somehow got redemption at some point in the series, which for Aura makes no sense because she didn't, and Uru maybe it makes more sense because he tried and kind of was, like, the whipping boy of the Timejackers, but even then, they still both lack character, and it's like, okay, then I guess they're both here because Sogo felt bad for them. Which is, like, the least interesting thing you could do for this finale. It's just... There are problems, and I don't know. I guess I'm one of those people who if I see something wrong, I'm not going to cut it slack and be like, oh, maybe it's alright. No, it sucks because it's this. Like, I'm willing to draw a hard line sometimes. Maybe that's why I'm... Oh my god. I can't get away from these locations! Mustard. Scepter. Well, we've confirmed 2/3 of the information with nothing to go on for the third. Fuck. Damn it, I'm like, what, 20? Yeah, I'm a quarter split on that one. Look. I can't stop landing on my own locations to get information, so... That confirms you've got Orchid. Meaning one of you two have Plum. Question is, which one? Well, this is gonna stop on me no matter what. Yeah. Fuck. Of course. I'm just running for locations right now because I don't know what else to do. I got the other two-thirds of the answer. I just need a location, and I'm stuck. I'm less stuck. Because I know Scarlet has that card. Okay, you got pickaxe. That doesn't help. I need location. Look. Ah, don't go to the airstrip. Sphinx. We're down to 3. I just have to get lucky. Oh my god. Well, I know Scarlet's entire hand now. Yay. Means you have Plum. You also have to have Pistol. Leaving... fuck it! 50-50! It was Mustard! With the scepter! In a tent! Yes! 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 Oh, thank God. You have boat. That was stressful. Alright, poke Tommy, see if he's ready. Wait for him to hear back from him before I do another game. Alright, one more game. I'll go 3-man. I guess then I will prep the dashboard in the meantime. If I get to roll the dice at some point. 37 through 40. Let's go to the waterfall. Wilson Scarlet here. Scarlet, as always. A scepter? Baba Plum. Scepter. That's 3 weapons down. I about hit the button. I'm like, no, don't update. No! Not yet! Not yet! Not yet! Okay then. Alright, guess we'll bounce over to the boat. What will the boat give us? Will it give us some good info? I'm gonna keep scanning Scarlet until I find the card, or she did it. Nothing against Scarlet, but you cockblock me all the time, 6-man, so you are my first and forever guess until I'm proven wrong. Oh, crap. Damn. I dropped the fidget spinner I was spinning in my hands. Alright, Scarlet, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? Okay, guess my entire... guess like... half my hand, Scarlet. Bravo. Damn. Bet a bad luck on her part. Or my part. I don't know whose part that would be to hit that. Pick down here. Let's go 10th. Ooh. Tent! Yay, we got a location off. Still leaves us 50-50 on a weapon. Okay, so you're trying to eliminate locations, because... So you must have mustard, then. So I'm 30-30-30 on suspect. Unless you've already figured out mustard, which I doubt? Scarlet thinking real hard on this one. Hot damn. Scarlet continuing to hit every card in my hand. Oh god, she's gonna know my hand before too long. Okay, no, wait. Keep doing it. Damn it. Scarlet's got her own card. Okay. I'll stop mucking about with that and actually, like, play information properly, because, trying to eliminate mustard off the table. Maybe just to, like, confirm that, like, Plum has mustard at this point. Okay, you've done that guess already.
Hello.
Hello. Plum may or may not be bouncing back and forth between two locations for like no reason. And guessing the exact same information of both.
Sounds about right.
Meanwhile, Scarlet is slowly whittling down how much information she knows about my hand. Because she's guessed about like 4 cards in my hand at this point, I feel like. Well, I got some new context for you from the Geo episode since it's subbed.
I watched and
Okay. Yeah. No consequences for our actions! Which is like, at least Belt did that, right?
well, okay. That, and it actually goes even a step farther by, not even really acknowledging that the show even happened.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, Waz is the only one that knows.
Yeah.
And, I might have actually thought of something. They wrote their own backdoor into Sogo still having his powers.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you thinking that backdoor is?
Waz and his infinite supply of Jiku drivers.
That's, yeah.
Like, this may or may not be the wrong interpretation, but like my interpretation of the end of Geo is just Sogo more or less took a mulligan on events and decided, okay, let's redo events, but this time no Schwartz or an Uru are going to be on my side now, and maybe everything will go okay this time.
I don't even think it was actually thought that far through.
I know, but like the fact that Sogo explicitly tells Omagio he's not giving up on his dream, to me says, oh, you're not going to give up on your half-thought-out dream, are you? Even though this is what believing in your half-thought-out dream got you. No, I'm going to take a mulligan and try to fix a couple things, and it will be fine.
Well, I think what it more boils down to is if the storytelling had been done better, and I'm leading with that.
Yeah.
Then what the ending would have showed would have been that Sogo realized that a lot of the stuff was because of Schwartz's manipulation. Therefore, him removing Schwartz should effectively remove him being the Omagio that he appeared to be all through the show.
Yeah.
Which, the reason I say I feel like that was the idea they wanted to go for, but poorly presented it, is because of the fact of Omagio fizzles away at the end.
Yeah.
So that tells me that at that point, Sogo actually did eliminate that future. Meaning that he technically could still tap into Omagio powers without it being that kind of a consequence. I don't think we'll ever see that. Ever.
Probably not, no.
And I wish they had maybe done that about probably about 5 minutes earlier, as far as his whole resetting everything, and maybe it have a scene where he told Waz to hold on to all of the stuff, that way if he ever needed it, it was there. Because like I feel like the way they ended that wants to make people think that he can never be in any kind of a Geo form.
Yeah, which is not the case.
But yeah, that's gonna clearly not be the case. I feel like, much like the rest of Geo, the ending was poorly executed.
Also, yeah, Plum's just being a bot, because
And
this is like the 4th time he's done this exact same guess.
and you know what's worse about that?
What?
I honestly feel like the ending probably was better written than the rest of the series, but because nothing supported it, it's just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I honestly feel like out of most of the episodes we have had for Geo, this probably has to be the easiest to follow.
Mm-hmm. Also, do you like how there are 21 worlds at the end instead of 20?
I didn't realize there was that. I did not realize there was 21.
I didn't either, but someone did the count. There's 21, which I assume is the 20 Heisei Rider worlds plus Tsukiyomi's original world, I guess. Or
No,
not,
because
she's...
those worlds merged.
Yeah, because those worlds are part of it now, but then they all exploded out from there, so I guess that 21st world is 01's world, I guess. Okay, I think Scarlet officially knows my entire hand now.
And you know what's bad? That means we technically have to thank Geo for 01.
I mean, I'm not.
Dang it, show. Dang it.
I'm not. I don't care. I'm not. Would you, like
what? You know what? New headcanon for that. That's the Showa world.
I mean, yeah, you could go with that. Alright, so Plum.
Hey, we didn't have shoehorn. Hold on, I'm gonna stop that. Because we're kind of loosely not really did. So never mind. I was gonna say we didn't really have Showa aspects shoehorned into Geo, but
I mean, they didn't try to like.
Shockers involved. I mean, because that was Shocker Goons. You can't tell me otherwise.
Wait, where?
In some of them fights.
No, those were the Masquerade Goons from Double.
Positive on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty positive that those were supposed to be the Masquerade Goons from Double. They look similar to Shocker Goons by design, but it was the Masquerade guys. Granted, it wouldn't surprise me that there's a Shocker monster kind of mixed in there somewhere, just as a, oh, we need another monster, let's just slip this in here and hope nobody notices, but...
Yeah, especially seeing as how they used the wrong revolt form.
Yeah,
Not
they
once,
did.
but twice.
Yep. I also love how...
Once I could have gave them. Once would have been a, oops, this just happened. No, they did it twice.
Yep. Also, don't you love how Soko says he's absorbed the power, the ride watches of all riders, and then there's a Volt sitting there, standing there, like, wait, I'm counted in that. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because Eternal is in that lineup of ride watches he absorbs, so technically it's not relegated to just heroes, it is villains as well.
Very true.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that part of it.
Uh-huh.
I guess part of the reason I wasn't really thinking is, extended double media. He kind of Eternal could be considered like both.
Yeah.
So he's in the gray zone.
Our Infinity asked for opinions on Geo. And I gave them a tweet that's my thoughts that I think, because of how I worded it, feels like a closing statement of mine for Geo if I had a full review of it. I said, in 4 words, inconsistent, boring, and bad. A lack of development for our cast and an inability to keep the world straight leaves the world with shallow fan service at times to prop up a show with good concepts executed terribly and ends an era of writer on a sour note.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good lord. I am 30-30-30 on location, and I have no leads. And they have 1 card apiece that I don't know yet.
Well.
Although, just for reference, I have seen people defend this ending. And say it's fine, Geo's fine, it's not the worst thing in the world, and I'm like, I'm not so sure about that. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna say the ending's good, but in comparison to the rest of Geo, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I think where it flopped the hardest was, like I said, the rest of the show failed to support itself.
Damn it.
Like, that ending probably would have worked.
Yeah. I lost. I guessed wrong. I picked boat. It's waterfall. And you have temple, and you have boat. Yeah, because, like, that I'm not gonna lie, that Omageo tension sequence and the beatdown on all those final villains, that looked cool. If we built to that moment, that would be cool. But we didn't. So it kind of just comes out of nowhere. Along with the belt.
Yeah.
Because Omageo is, like, the least explored aspect of the series, but also is somehow the most important aspect of the series. And I am left baffled by that. Like, quite literally baffled at that, of how you can have this such an important linchpin aspect of your series, and yet don't take any time to explore it, and, like, let the audience go, okay, this is what Omageo is, this is what Sogo is, like, risking becoming if he is not careful. And also, like, clearly, like, laying out of, like, okay, this is how it works. Instead of just, oh, he got really mad because Gates died, and then the driver turned into that.
Yeah, like, that does seem kind of cheap for it.
Yeah. And it also kind of goes against the explanation that they gave not, like, 1 episode earlier, when they're like, oh yeah, Schwartz gave Sogo all these powers and stuff, and I'm like, but Schwartz needs Omageo's powers, so why would he give Sogo powers to become Omageo to get the power to start with?
Yeah.
Why is Sogo a middleman here when it seems like he doesn't need to be the middleman?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, that episode's explanation proceeds to forget that Sogo had powers to start with before Schwartz. Schwartz didn't give him powers. Schwartz gave him the dream. Which means the show is trying to retcon that Sogo always had the dream to become a king when he didn't.
which we already knew that.
Yeah. Which feels immensely stupid.
Oh yeah.
I'm already out of the game. I'm gonna want to see who's gonna win. 'Cause I assume somebody will win at some point.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh my god, Plum, you've done this guess already. You have 2/3 of these cards! Come on! I give up. I'm done. I'm out. I don't need to see who wins this. Alright. I'm gonna take the stream down real quick. We'll be right back with TGSR for the week, folks.